Hey, I know it's been a while. I am super appreciative of everyone for their patience. Um, when I started editing these, I got a little more emotional than I thought at some of the memories and really didn't want to go too much further without some reaction and some background, really, because there's some things that I suspect from comments and emails and things that I got back in the day. Um, that might be misleading. So, anyway, I have tested this 3 times, so hopefully we're set. And let's get started.
I'm going to give Summer something to really represent her shame. Has anyone ever heard of the Scarlet Letter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh,
So Summer
that's tough.
gets to wear an A for adulteress.
Wow.
What I'm really hoping will happen from this exercise with Summer is that the ladies will see a little bit of themselves in her and maybe have a little bit more compassion. Everybody has a scarlet letter. Every single person has done something shameful.
My father also had affairs. I try not to judge you personally, but it brings up judgment for me, anger for me.
All of us are products of our fathers having affairs. So I think that, on top of everything else, makes her really the other woman.
I just can't understand how somebody could do that with a married. I just can't wrap my brain around it. It doesn't have anything to do with you as a person or that.
Okay, so I just realized that I wish I had watched these all the way through first because I would know if something's going to come up again later. But I guess, how could you do this? How could you do this? Well, imagine being, 21 years old. Like, you're stupid. Obviously, we'd already talked about it, I've been drinking too much. I guess, how could you do this? Is I hate that I want to use the word judgy because it is a reaction, I guess, but they are all just so, how could you? How could you? And I'm like, well, how could you do X, Y, or Z? I don't know. I just, yeah, I'm not sure how this whole reaction video is going to go. Let's just put it that way. We'll get back to it.
I don't want to judge you. You know what I mean? But I am.
Well, that's nice in theory. We all just don't want to judge and we all want to.
Right, but I don't want to hurt her
It's
feelings.
so difficult because you think about so many different things, and then now that I'm married,
Right. And what if your husband?
it just creates so much more.
I really commend Summer for having the courage to share the story of her infidelity. And I don't really think it's fair for them to judge her based on what she did, because she isn't the person that their fathers cheated on their mothers with.
If you wouldn't do that, well, if my husband did it, I'd be out the door in a minute. He would. I mean, we've already had that
So
discussion.
how does it feel to have her branded with an A, adulteress? So
Well,
everybody knows who she is. Does it make you feel better? Does it make
No.
you, does she feel safer?
No, I don't feel better. I feel bad for her.
You feel bad for her.
I do.
I'm actually really shocked that she's putting this here because I'm thinking I'm here to kind of get past it. And it just seems to me like branding it onto me is not going to do that.
Tell me why you feel bad for her.
Well,
Yeah, so I felt really strongly about that. And I'm going to see this whole episode and see if I feel differently at the end. But I'm still not sure how I feel about this exercise. I remember at the time a little bit that again hasn't played yet, so I'll wait. But at the time when it was over, I remember feeling better. But I have to say that when I came home and talked to friends and family and all this after this aired, and even just viewers would send in emails and things, and everyone felt like it was really harsh. and maybe not great for someone dealing with that. I don't know. So, like I said, I will see how I feel at the end of this episode. But at the time when it was done, it made sense to me. So I'm hoping that I will get there again. And I'm just emotional about watching 26-year-old me live this.
To wear that
Tell me about that.
would be hard. And
Why would it be hard?
If I was in Sommer's shoes, I would feel ashamed. I would feel embarrassed. I would feel humiliated.
Well, especially if she walked out in public. That means that people would ask her, what does the A stand for? Is that your name? You know, what is your name? And, you know, she may in turn say, no, I'm wearing the A because I was a part of committing adultery.
But me sharing that here did that. You know, I'm telling the entire world. And I know that I want to fix whatever it is that made me think I needed that, you know, because
I just want to go back a second because look how uncomfortable Kim looks right here.
you know, I'm telling the entire world.
Watch.
And I know that I want to fix whatever it is that
And then she's looking
made
at
me think I needed
Twanda.
that, you know, because you know, I'm never gonna live it down.
Would you say this is one of your things you're most ashamed of?
This is one of the only things that I actually call it regret.
Regret.
Because I don't believe in those, because you can't change it. And my mom always tells me that when her mom is like on her deathbed, she's like, all you think about when you're dying is what you shouldn't have done. So I really don't like it.
So I want each of you to think about your biggest regret, the thing you are most ashamed of.
As I think about the things that I regret that I've done in my life, so many things are running, actually racing through my mind and through my heart.
Does everybody have something? So what I'd like to do is I'd like each of you to pick a letter that corresponds with your biggest shame. And I'd like you to pick your Scarlet Letter. What is the letter that would represent it? So many times in our life we feel ashamed of ourselves, yet we just try to hide it, to avoid it, to pretend it doesn't exist, but we secretly know it's there. Well, today we're going to be doing an exercise to help the ladies expose their shame so that it can come out and it can be healed. So how does it feel to wear your Scarlet Letter, wear your letter of regret and shame? Sine, how's it feel to kind of own that?
It's hard.
It's hard? What's hard?
It's hard to look down at your shirt and see what you've been thinking for a long time.
And I'm sure they're going to get into this. I hope they aired it. But like, what's it like to wear the Scarlet Letter on your shirt? And it's hard. Well, sure. But right now, people have no idea what that shame is on your shirt. So it's hard to remind yourself of it every day. Although most of us probably do that in some way. But if you don't actually like tell everyone what it means, then it's just an initial on a shirt. So I'm hoping the women did share their shames. And not that I want their dirty laundry or whatever, it doesn't have to do with their story out, but I kind of hope that it's shared for television, just because I think it would have been a better way for people to understand how we were processing real time and like how emotional and raw we were, because we were really ripping off a lot of band-aids. Let's back to it.
Do you want to share it?
Not really.
You don't have to if you don't want. It's up to you.
When my aunt was 56, she got married for the first time. I always used to tease her about the guy she married. And a year later, she died. But I never told
I've
her that I
forgotten
actually
that.
liked him. And he was okay. And then I was glad that he loved her. I just always made fun of him. And it was stupid.
How old were you, though?
And now she's not around for me to tell.
So tell me what the letters stand for.
Didn't tell.
Tawanda, how does it feel to have the N on your chest?
It's just a reminder of the choices.
So what choice don't you want to face?
A few years ago, it was actually over 10 years ago, my sister Tracy was supposed to be a part of the Braxtons, which was me, Tamar, and Trina. And at the time, the guy who was signing us from the record company did not want to sign Tracy because she was pregnant, and he felt that she wouldn't have been ready for the photo shoot or to be a part of the group. And even though her name was on the contract, they told her not to sign. And I could have stood up for her and said, you know, if Tracy can't sign, I can't sign. But because of greed and being selfish, I did it anyway, instead of standing up for her. And my end means not signing, because that's what I should have done, to look out for my sister.
Thank you, Tawanda.
You're welcome.
Kim?
Okay, so that your shame and how you feel about your choices is all personal. But not signing, or like, what about D for disloyal? Or, you know, it felt to me at the time, and it feels to me now, that she has deeper things that she didn't want to share. And maybe she did in her shows since, but that she didn't want to share. And so she was looking for something that might represent the letter. Like, I think the letter stands for what is her deepest shame. I just think she looked for something else that she could say out loud. And I don't know if that matters, but even at the time, it didn't feel authentic to me. But I do know we had a lot of relationship issues that we worked through, or maybe worked through. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that tidbit. It didn't feel real at the time. But I do think that letter represents the real shame.
Well, I think it is embarrassing to me a little bit, you know. Mine, I have a lot of regrets. I have a lot of things I've done that I'm not proud of, but when I was a teenager, I just acted out like crazy. So it's just everything that I did with that, you know. I just was out of control.
She's telling us that she used to act out when she wasn't in control. But I feel like she still does that.
And so the A stands for acting out. And I think I made everybody else's life miserable, and I really regret that.
Jennifer, how does it feel to have the letter C on your chest?
It's just a reminder, like it's too much of a reminder for me.
Do you want to share?
I prefer not to.
Jennifer doesn't want to be ostracized like Sommer was, so she's afraid to say what her shame is.
I'm trying to remember. Losing weight so fast at that time really
Can you tell us
screwed with my
anything about
memory.
No. Maybe someday. Not today.
I'm sure she told me.
Josie?
I regret it and I am ashamed of it. I have both feelings for it, and there's a product of it. And you can't hide it, especially when you have a kid, because then everybody knows you slept around. And at first, it even makes you regret something that could be the best thing ever.
I'm gonna stand up, everybody, so you just ignore me. But that's just another thing of it. Because when I do look at her, I think, you know, well, man, I didn't do it the right way. She didn't know who her father was from the beginning. And due to me
Sleeping around as like, I don't know. I just think she's beating, of course, we're all beating ourselves up for something. That's the whole point. But she has this beautiful baby, and nobody actually knows that that means that she slept around, or I'm not even sure. I think she really did, knowing the story. There were more than one partner, but like there were reasons and they were people in her life. So I don't know. I just think that that is like that inner shame that she sees, but nobody would necessarily know that just because you have a baby with you. I mean, there are a million reasons that you could be on your own. Maybe not a million, but a lot.
made it hard for any of those people to even want to be involved because they weren't sure if it was them or not. So the whole time, I had no good feelings or any emotions towards Chloe. And it all changed when she was born because I saw the innocence in her, but that still doesn't take away the fact that I slept around.
All of the women opening up about their shames and their regrets is a pretty powerful thing.
After you do the deed that you're most ashamed of now, how does it continue to live in your life, and how do you beat yourself up?
You just don't deserve to be happy, you know? You don't deserve, you keep picking people that are gonna cheat on you. Or people that you can't have because you know that karma or whatever is gonna come back.
So you're creating your own karma. Karma for everyone is cause and effect. If you're kind, you'll get kindness. If you're mean, you'll get meanness.
For sure, I still do that. I have had super happy relationships, and I don't know how, one in particular, but I don't know how we pushed through it. I think because I never thought it would get as far as it got. So then, I don't know, for some reason with that person, I was able to be trusting and free and safe. I felt safe. And I couldn't tell you why. I mean, that's another video. But I still do this, and it's been 18 years since the show, and even more since he's gone. So I don't know how you get past that. I really don't. Um, I don't know if it matters. I mean, it matters to me, but again, not sure I'm loving this reaction format. Feels very long.
So it's like whatever you give out will come back to you. That's the law of karma. Because you're an adulteress, what do you not deserve?
To have my own healthy relationship.
Okay, good. Tawanda, what don't you deserve because you did sign?
Well, at the time I felt that I didn't deserve the opportunity, and I constantly thought about Tracy and what she was doing and how I felt that I robbed her from her dream. And what if someone did that to me? And they did.
They did. That's what I was gonna say. Isn't that what Tamar did to you?
So you don't deserve a record contract. You don't deserve a career that's really hot and heavy because you've denied somebody else that.
I want to go forward and be by myself with singing and recording, and I'm not sure if I deserve this. And that has been a hard mountain to climb.
What don't you deserve, Jennifer, because of your shame?
Trust from other people.
Trust from other people.
Or trust of myself.
Josie, what don't you
I
deserve
trust
because
you,
of your
Jen.
sleeping around?
I don't deserve to ever have anybody else that can be a significant other in my life.
So your ultimate price is you cannot have intimate relationships with a man?
Nope.
Okay. And how do you continue to beat yourself up? What do you call yourself?
Hoe, skank, slut.
I don't like that. It really upsets me when she says that.
Me too.
It makes me sick, physically.
Have you ever been one?
I've obviously slept with different people. So it depends on the definition. I think all of us have slept with more than one guy. So if that's considered a skank,
Then we all are.
then I
You were
guess
married
we
when you
all
had
are.
children. So
Yeah.
that kind of takes away the skankness.
Oh, okay.
I'm not married. I'm 20. I was 21 years old.
So, I have
Does
a
not make you
sister
a
who was
skank.
18 and had a child.
Was she married?
No.
Maybe she just felt a lot better about herself than I do.
Or maybe she felt the same way and didn't tell you.
That too.
Is that how you feel, Jen?
No, my thing is if I say it out loud and tell people what it is, then I feel like to myself, then I'm admitting what I've done.
I think I already know what it is. And no one's going to judge you, Jennifer.
Do you want them to guess?
I think you've cheated on somebody, and it's okay.
You know, one thing I think we all have to work on is separating who you are from your actions. So just because you cheated doesn't make you.
Okay, so I was pretty sure she had told me, and I couldn't remember at the time. I've been racking my brain. But you cheated on someone, and that's okay. But I slept with a married man once that I was not in a relationship. I'm not saying either one is right or wrong, or like you have to live with your choices. But Kim, Jennifer, it's okay. Now, why is it okay? Why is hers a little different? Well, they weren't married. I could go into the minutia of why they're different, but ultimately, and I think this comes up throughout the show, but ultimately, like, it was just Kim's reaction to Jennifer is exactly kind of like how T and Kim both have reacted to their father's new wives or girlfriends or whatever. It's like, oh, Dad, I have to be okay because I love you. But lady he cheated with, who wasn't in a relationship, you are the devil. And I can literally make the case for both. That's going to come up in a future episode. Still do that too. But anyway, just Kim's earnestness and genuine, like, understanding of Jennifer saying that, just and how starkly different she was. Now, granted, she didn't know me, but it sticks out. It sticks out to me.
A cheater.
I agree.
Okay, gang. Have a good day. Thank you for sharing, Jennifer.
I was asking about, like, it's just.
I think because of how long this could be if I actually watch this all live with you, um, I'm going to cut this one at that so that I can just let it be genuine and honest and as if you were in the room talking with me. Um, so, but I will keep going and get some other ones. Just may not post them all boom, boom, boom. But now that I've figured this out and reminded myself how to do this, I will be right there with you again soon. Okay. So thanks for tuning in, and obviously comments, questions, whatever. I'm so proud that there haven't been more trolls, but I'm sure it's coming. Uh, and then if you haven't already, I would really love it if you could subscribe and give this a like. Thanks so much.